this is the kind of stuff that contributes to that kind of challenge that African Americans face. To sit up there and to say what he said about Deshaun Watson, you're acknowledging his character, but then in the same breath saying that that's why you're disappointed in him. Did it ever occur to you we might need to find out exactly what the Houston Texans did? Cal McNair, what role did he play in all of this? How honest and truthful was he? How upstanding was he? What about Bill O'Brien hiding in Tuscaloosa as we speak behind Nick Saban? I'm telling you right now, and listen, I don't know Bill O'Brien from a can of paint. I'm not trying to cast any aspersions on him in terms of his character or anything like that. But I swear to you, there is no way in hell he should ever get away with getting another job, at least in the NFL, without answering what the hell happened in Houston. Why is Deshaun Watson so completely done with this organization? Janice McNair, the widow of Bob McNair, who owned the team, God rest his soul. What does she have to say? What role did she play? What role did the McNair family play in Deshaun Watson reaching this point? The fact that Dick Vermeil brings none of that up and puts everything on the shoulders of Deshaun Watson reeks of somebody saying, shut up and play. That's what this reeks. It reeks of what Laura Ingraham said about LeBron James and other athletes. It reeks of that all day, every day. You want Deshaun to shut the hell up, play football, deal with whatever circumstances that that you're exposed to. Don't hold management. Don't hold ownership. Don't hold anybody in the executive branch accountable. You as a player, be happy you got this money. Now go out there and perform. No wonder it took him so damn long to win a Super Bowl. No wonder why he had to have Kurt Warner and Marshall Faulk and those boys. I mean, you got to be kidding me. This is and Isaac Bruce, let's not forget him. This is the kind of stuff that really, really concerns me. And as Stephon Diggs said, we living in a different age and time. We know folks wanted us to be that way. We ain't having it. Doesn't mean you get irresponsible. Doesn't mean you act belligerent or truculent in any way. Please don't get me wrong, because you work for somebody, and respect has to be given. But if you're done and you want no part of an organization, it is not a crime to say so. And it's not a crime to say why. I'm actually disappointed that Deshaun Watson hasn't come out publicly and really stated for the record what he feels, even if it's on Instagram or Twitter. Say something rather than leaving it for your agent or somebody else to say. That's my only issue with him, but I got no issue with how he feels. I got an issue with how Dick Vermeil feels, what he has expressed, and obviously how that thought process was instigated, at least on a public level, by Mr. Brett Favre, retiring and unretiring, holding the Packers organization hostage and all of that other stuff before he wanted out. The nerve of these people, the nerve.
No. I disagree with Dick Vermeil. And let me say, let's take this in conjunction with what Favre said yesterday. You just brought it up, Stephen A. Yesterday, Favre was talking about we, meaning Favre and Deshaun Watson and players, get paid too much to have an opinion or to voice an opinion. And I said at that time, well, then the owners should never voice an opinion about anything because they got more money than the players. They make more. If it's based on how much money you make, the more you make, the less you can say, the fewer opinions you're allowed to have. Owners better not have an opinion about anything. Like nothing. Like, does the soup taste good? I don't know. I have no opinion. That's how the owners should be. Except that we know that's not really what they're talking about. Listen to Dick Vermeil. You know, they own the team. If you want to call the shots, you go own the team. So with Favre also, they pay us too much. We are the hired help. We're the labor. That's ownership. They make all the decisions and can have the opinions because they have amassed huge pools of capital. We can't say anything. Now, what Brett Favre and Dick Vermeil, and I mentioned earlier an interview with Dick Vermeil not that long ago where he admitted where he came from. He wasn't starting on equal footing with everyone in terms of being sensitive, for example, to race relations. He was, you know, there were racism, for lack of a better word, around him growing up. And he had to learn as he was going. So through the 1960s, when black student athletes were protesting, his opinion was, hey, they're on scholarship, they should be quiet. But he evolved past that position, Stephen A. So earlier in the show, when I say I hope Dick Vermeil can get sensitized to this and evolve past this and continue to learn as his life goes on, he is still alive, is that there's a huge overlap between labor relations and race relations. This is a labor issue, but it's also a race issue. And the reason for that is because black people were once property. right? You talk about amassed pools of capital. They were part of the capital pool that someone would own, basically. And so we're not talking about a group of people that started out on equal footing, and that's reflected in labor. Look at the NFL, 70% black. Ownership, 0% black. Dick Vermeil may not be sensitive enough to that issue. He thinks he's talking about a labor issue. Hey, where I'm from, you're just happy to have the job. The boss can say what he wants. You just put your head down and work. But he may be insensitive to the huge overlap with the racial issue, which is the black people are always the labor and never the owners. And so if you subscribe to that way of thinking, then what you're saying is a whole group of people shouldn't have an opinion and should have no control of their own destiny. And so, Stephen A., you're right. If he's aware of that and he still has this position, he and I just disagree. I hope what's going on is he is not sensitized enough to that issue. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.